Mother, man.
Hello, this is Bruce McArthur. Fuck with me, and you'll literally be pushing daisies.
Running faster than a case of the clap in a trailer court. Able to shatter eardrums within a 666-mile radius. A podcast more brutal than all the rest. It's murder! Metal! Mayhem! Warning! Trigger alert! Trigger alert! Trigger alert! Warning! Trigger alert! Warning! 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 Trigger alert! Warning!
Well, there you go. They've been warned.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with that trigger warning, yo?
Oh, yeah. We got to warn people, Chris. It's Tuesday. We're throwing down a brand new Murder Metal Mayhem tonight. We're in Horns High Studios for the Horns High Productions now. Not going with Horns High Podcast Network now. Horns High Productions. Keeping it consistent here. And episode 258 going down tonight.
Yes, sir.
Shane going to be doing some great promo there for us, pushing up daisies. I like that. Always get a kick out of his voice impressions there. The man of many talents.
Yes, he is.
I am here in Horns High with Chris and Joey over there in the 419 in Toledo. What's going on, dude?
Dude, it's so crazy living in a place where they're so proud of fucking where they're from, you know? Like, right. 419's like such a real thing out here, and it's funny because we fucking laughed about it before I ever even moved here. But anyway, so I'm at work the other day, and this dude comes walking up, and he's just got this shirt, and his shirt just says, "I'm so 419." And it's like in the shape of the fucking state of Ohio, you know, and I was just like,
oh man,
yeah, I'm so 419. But dude, I see people with 419 tats and all kinds of shit everywhere.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Wild. But anyway, so yeah, we're doing good. We're doing good.
Fucking
here.
right.
Good. What shirts we got on tonight, Chris? You're looking kind of like the Waltons over there.
Yeah, I got this Carhartt button-up plaid shirt on.
Okay, that's all right.
And I got my fucking Dead Heat camo hat on. But
nice.
Oh wait, my shirt underneath though is a fucking Murder Machine clothing shirt.
Oh, of course, yeah, the official.
Yeah,
the official. What about you, Joey? What are you wearing over there, dude?
I got the Efro shirt on. Wearing the Efro shirt from Ontario. I had to do something Canadian.
Fucking right.
There you go. Yeah. And that hat there, that hat Chris and Courtney got you, right?
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. When they came out to Ohio.
Right. Well, last week, I got a brand new shirt on tonight. Been jamming that Suffer out of South Dakota and got this new Suffer shirt on, really badass. Definitely like the way it fits me, and definitely digging it.
Shit, yeah.
Last week we were off, but we gave you guys a good bonus episode with that interview I did with Morgue Mike, who is a morgue worker with 20 years of experience.
That's a lot of dead bodies.
It is a lot. We talked about his motivation for getting into the field, his interesting job experiences, and a lot more. It was really a lot of fun. He's a listener, a 666 Club member, a friend of the podcast. So I used parts of that interview for a new True Crime Deep Cuts episode I did on the Harvard morgue scandal. And we're going to be doing a podcast episode on that next month with Mike coming on. So that's going to be wicked because that's a crazy ass story. So check out the bonus last week. We had 800 listens to it when I looked today, and another 360 on YouTube. So that's awesome. So very cool. And if you already listened to it, thank you very much. And if you missed it, go check it out. We also put out several episodes of 666 Seconds of Murder, True Crime Deep Cuts episodes. A lot of stuff going on over there, so go do that. I'll link to that down in the description. But tonight we are doing a fascinating case from Canada.
Yeah.
Bruce McArthur. What a wild story, man.
I mean, know what happens when we do Canadian stories.
Yeah, they get kind of wild, man. And, this is not a household name. I don't think a lot of people are going to know about this guy, but what a sick son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And killing, gay men, Middle Eastern men. He was very specific. 8 of them in total, man. And, he was a landscaper. He put in, the bodies that he dismembered, and he put them in these potted plants, man. I mean, what the fuck?
Some big fucking plants, homie.
I know. Or these guys were really little. But, yeah, I think he spread them around because they had to search like 30 properties. We're going to get to it. There is some drama, though, with the police in this story, and we'll have Shane on, our Canadian friend.
Yes, sir.
To talk about it, this crazy Toronto case, and he's going to hang out with us for the whole episode, so that'll be awesome. So we'll get to do that in the murder segment coming up next. And then, Joey, you got the horns tonight, man. What's the plan?
Well, not from Canada, but pretty close, from Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah.
I'm going to be talking about the band Anal Blast, who was huge influence on me and a big part of the metal scene back in the day. So doing Anal Blast tonight.
That happens every time I wake up and go to the bathroom in the morning. Just fucking
I don't know I know of them, but I don't know anything about them. So I always love to hear about bands I don't know anything about. Looking forward to that. And we're going to be getting a Lost Classic from Chris over here.
Yes, sir. For real. Got it.
And some exciting news about this new podcast I'm doing about heavy metal and some other metal news. And we're going to do that in the metal segment coming up later in the show. Throwing down a new killer cage match, of course, because we got to, Chris.
Always have to, man.
100 killers that we came up with, 100 objects for them to fight with, a variable in the cage, and a song cranking up as they kill each other. And we get some people, Chris, we want to say thank you to in our Facebook group.
Yes, we got an all-female crew going on tonight.
Yeah.
We got the 419 Queen, fucking Peggy Sue. What up, Peggy Sue? We got Rebecca Lynn Coggins. Thank you, Rebecca. And we got the fucking straight out of the vault. We got Holly Joe Ziegler.
Holly Joe. Very cool, ladies. Well, that's awesome. And we got a brutal beatdown going on tonight, Joey. Oh no. This one's going to get gnarly.
Funny, dude.
So who's fighting tonight, man? Wow.
So we're going to have Catherine Knight, who, from Australia, and fucking anybody that's a listener of our fucking podcast knows about Catherine Knight.
Right.
But anyway, she's going to be going up against Charles Bronson, and we're talking about the crazy-ass inmate.
That dude.
Right.
Not the actor.
Not the actor.
Yeah. Man, let me tell you something, though, that just blew my mind a while back. I was watching fucking, I can't remember what year it was, but House of Wax, the original one with Vincent Price and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And Charles Bronson's in that movie. He plays, like, the fucking Quasimodo guy or whatever. Like
No
Igor.
shit.
Or I think he's called Igor, actually, in it. But, I never knew it was him, but he's like super young and shit. But it's Charles fucking Bronson.
That's hilarious.
No shit, dude.
That's funny.
Yeah. But anyway, the other Charles Bronson, the ruthless inmate, we're gonna fucking that's who's gonna be in our cage tonight against Catherine Knight, and she's no punk.
No, and will she be able to skin him alive? I don't know. That should be interesting.
We'll have to find out.
Depends on the objects, right, Chris? Because that makes it, anybody's fucking game.
Oh, yeah, it depends on the objects they're using. There's that variable that could be something just way out of the blue where they're just both fucked.
And a song thumping on that 666,000 custom Murder Metal Mayhem stereo. It's a listener favorite, and we'll do it in the Mayhem segment. So you got to keep on listening to hear that. And sponsor this episode, Jeff Ignatowski.
What up, Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff had split his ad up. The first half was on the new game, and this half is on the new book he's got coming out. July 2nd on Wild Blue Press, which is a very reputable true crime publisher, called Beyond the Headlines, True Crimes, Myths, and Legends. And he gets into some myths surrounding some of the most infamous, serial killers, Dennis Rader, Ed Gein, Ted Bundy, even goes old school with some Elizabeth Bathory and some really good ones on the list. He also references Murder Metal Mayhem quite a bit in the book because any of them that we've done, he references what episode you could go listen to.
That's fucking badass.
Which is super cool. But he offers some great insight into historical significance of the murders with a criminal analysis. I mean, we know Jeff knows serial killers, so this is going to be great. Sounds like a good one. And I'll put a link down below where you can find out more. You could read an excerpt from the book and advance order your copy.
Go get you a book from goddamn Jeff, man.
Yeah, so check that out. Sounds really good. I'm anxious to read it. Big thanks to everybody that's out there listening. We keep spreading that word, and we appreciate that. We're at like 5,500 this week, which is good considering it was a bonus week, and another 38,000 views on YouTube. So fuck yeah. And keep on spreading that word.
Fucking
Chris,
right.
What about those top 10 cities listening?
Always number 1 is Chi-Town. What up,
yeah, Chicago?
Number 2, we got Brooklyn, New York. Number 3, we got the fucking capital. This ain't even a fucking state,
Telling
yo.
you, the whole fucking president, all of them are listening to Murder Metal Mayhem. It's political season. They got to get nasty,
right,
man.
Yeah, they're like, oh, man, we got to check this shit out.
Listening to this shit.
And, number 4, we got Brisbane and Queensland, Australia.
Oh, yeah?
5 is Birmingham, Alabama.
They've been
6
in there.
is Joey's hometown, Toledo, Ohio.
419.
We got Clinton, Illinois at 7. KC Mo, Kansas City, Missouri at 8. Melbourne and Victoria, Australia at number 9. Number 10, we got Jackson, Mississippi.
Hell
so
yeah.
Fucking what up, y'all?
That's awesome, man. And Australia just, man, loves us. And we love them. Countries listening, Joey. What's that list look like?
The tops are, they pretty much stay around the same. It'll be hard to change those, I bet. But anyway, we got the U.S. with 81%, Australia with 7%, Canada with 3%, Germany with 3%, and then all of our 1%ers, United Kingdom, Sweden, Finland, South Africa, where the Sharks are at,
right.
Ireland, and fucking Mexico. They've been on there a little bit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Patos Locos, man.
So we appreciate you guys that are listening, man. The YouTube stats, holy shit, the last month, 202,000 total views, 31,300 watch hours, and we gained another 930 new subscribers. We passed the 6.66 thousand subscribers, which was awesome. I screenshotted it, and so I've got it because it wasn't there for too long, man. I'm telling you, it's really blowing up, but it's steady, which is good, which is good. So liking that. Doing my first live from the channel this Sunday. So that'd be April 21st, 4 p.m. Central to 6 p.m. And it's going to be me and Blogger Girl talking about Idaho 4. So if you want to do that, it's free. You can go to the YouTube channel and watch. It's a lot of fun, and you can interact. You can text or get in the chat and ask questions, and we're going to answer as many of them as we can get to. So
fucking right, man.
So very cool. And murdermetalmayhem.com. Go there to get the newest stuff. The new CD, I'm going to post something to the Facebook group tomorrow, and I'm going to add something to the website for these physical copies. I've got a handful of them, and so if you want them, I've already had a couple people ask about them.
Just listen to that shit in the fucking van, dude. Just driving
it's
around.
Hilarious.
Fucking I forgot about some of these. I'm like, wow, we are fucked in the head.
I know. I was dying listening to this shit, and then the CK ones were like, wow, hearing CK doing them. But, that's, so yeah, go check out the website.
Yeah. Hey, Joey, I hear that bubbling going on over there. What you got going in that bong?
I don't know. I got some good shit, but what I'd rather talk about is, this is pretty cool. So I played a show over in Fort Wayne, in New Haven, Indiana, actually, but Fort Wayne area, with Cocaine Culture and a la carte, fucking My Own Fate. It was a good time, fucking. But anyway, this dude comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, what's up? Yeah, man, fucking, I was talking to you online and shit. I'm a 666 club member. And I was like, I was like, you're Thomas Housley. He was like, hell yeah. I was like, cool. So it was the first time I met him in real life.
Nice.
But yeah, this dude loves our podcast. Fucking,
cool.
He's up in Michigan.
What up, Thomas? Thanks, man.
Yeah, Thomas.
Yeah. But he was like, man, he goes here, and he gave me these 2 joints that I got right here, and fucking, he was like, dude, you should smoke them on the podcast.
Nice, fuck yeah, dude.
We had a bonus episode last week, so I told him, I was like, well, I'll have to save them then because we're not actually doing a podcast this week. But so I did. So Thomas, you're listening. I got these 2 joints. I'm gonna blaze them up.
That's what's up.
That's what I'm smoking. Chris, what are you drinking?
Dude, I got this fucking. It's called fucking Unforgettable. And it's first time I've ever had it, honestly, dude. I just saw it. I was like, I'm going to grab that. It's got Nat King Cole on the can and shit.
Okay.
It's fucking, but yeah, it's from Moore's Brewery and fucking 18th Street Brewery. It's fucking
classy.
Brown ale with barrel aged maple syrup. And it's fucking pretty goddamn good.
Oh, we got Shane coming on. So the maple syrup.
Yeah. Dude, I was checking the can out. Like, there's this fucking sweet ass picture of Nat King Cole with a crown and big old dookie chain and shit, dude. Like, all right.
That's hilarious. Well, guys, we got a lot on our plate tonight. Taking a trip north to Toronto, Ontario, and we need to meet up with Shane though at the airport and get him loaded in because we got some psycho gardeners out there looking for our ass, literally.
Yeah, let's get our murderous botany on.
Those guys are sick, man.
That was disgusting.
Yeah, Necro Tunnel, or the band is Replicant. The song is Necro Tunnel. Now I see where you got
right. Yeah.
The new Infinite Mortality album, but Replicant, great band from Jersey. Really go give them a listen. Some killer technical death with a little groove to it. I really dig it.
Dope.
Really, really good stuff. Singing bass player too, always a favorite of mine. So
obviously.
Yeah, it's really cool. But we got Shane on here with us.
Yeah. What
to
up,
poutine
dude?
it the fuck up. So what's going on, dude?
Hell yeah. Not doing too bad, man. You know, keeping busy in the 204 studio here. And, you know, spring is fucking sprung. So this is just a perfect episode to be doing right now when you're thinking about getting out into the yard and planting some shit, you know. You're running your fingers through the dirt.
Right, becoming one with Mother Earth.
We just tilled our garden yesterday, bro.
That's funny. That's another one of those. That would have been a great idea to do this episode and coinciding with spring, but no, it's just the dumb luck. But thank you, Shane. That was a good point to raise, because we're talking about Bruce McArthur, the 66-year-old Toronto man who was at some point he was a closeted gay man who then came out and then went like apeshit and stalked victims in the Toronto gay community of church. And is it Wellesley or Wellesley?
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 I really couldn't tell you. I'd say Wellesley. But...
Wellesley. I wasn't sure. His victims were Middle Eastern and vulnerable, and he murdered at least 8 of them from 2010 to 2017, and then put their remains in large potted planters that he used in his work as a fucking landscaper.
Yes,
like, holy shit. He was nicknamed appropriately the flower pot killer. That's kind of lame, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean,
that's the weakest shit.
I mean, they just need to come to Murder Metal Mayhem to come up with these names, Joey. Don't you agree? I mean, we could easily come up with some better shit than that. The Santa Claus, the serial killer, I thought that was pretty good.
The Santa Claus here, yeah, because of his white beard.
Yeah, so very fucked up. But we're going to get into this disturbing story from Canada, and Shane here to help us tell the tale. Up there in Canada, Shane, what kind of press was this getting? I mean, I know you're in Manitoba, And this was in Ontario, but how did it play out?
I might be biased here too because it grabbed my attention, and I was well into true crime when this hit the news, so I spotted it. But I'd say it's pretty well known in Canada, probably to many in the States too, and worldwide for that matter, just for a number of reasons. First being it's a very recent case, and that contributes on a couple levels. Firstly, of course, the internet. Secondly, if this happened in the 50s or something like that, they would have just said, "Hey, there's too much gay in this news story," and it would have got bumped to the back of the newspaper.
That's true, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like the way you said it. There's too much gay in this story.
Yeah.
So nowadays, that probably gave the case more media coverage than it would have otherwise received.
Right.
Plus, the victims were all immigrants, so you get the race card in there too. Plus, Canada's oldest serial killer. Then there's the whole deal with the planters. So here we're looping in senior citizens and gardeners, and
Right.
And finally, the fact that just shit like this doesn't happen very frequently in Canada.
No, not until you break loose, huh?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to turn him in, that's for sure. But Chris, do you think the true crime fans are going to know about this guy? Shane brings up a good point. The internet, the story is everywhere and it's recent, but what do you think?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like Shane brought up the point, because I remember hearing about the story when it popped, and it's bodies found in planters. I just remembered that. It was on the news. It's like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? All these bodies in fucking planting fucking barrels, basically, because they're fucking big. But yeah, so I think quite a people probably know about this case because of that. It was a big thing. It was just the weirdness of it.
Yeah, it's definitely different. That's for damn sure. But Joey, any metal bands writing songs about Bruce McArthur that you're aware of?
Man, none that I know of. I feel like Holy Cost needs to fucking get on that shit. They're getting back together. They need to fucking get on that. Seems like fucking any Canadian extreme metal band, that'd be a fucking jackpot.
Fucking right, it would be.
Subject.
And I'm just curious if there's anything grown in these planters that is eaten. Would that be still plant based?
Say it was an apple tree.
Would it still be plant based though? The plant based thing is would a vegan eat an apple grown in a pot where there's a decomposing body? I don't know.
Well, I would say yes, because aren't they already using bodies for compost?
Yeah.
I guess I'm just.
it is
the
compost,
thought just hit me. How does that
deteriorates.
work? But when I don't remember where I first heard about this. It might have been on last podcast on the left. Not sure, but he's been on the list for a while. And I knew it was a good Canadian story, and we love getting Shane on to talk about those. So, and keep in mind, we do a lot of dark humor. You've already heard it this episode. And the fact that these victims and their killer were gay has absolutely nothing to do with that. We do that to everybody. So kind of like South Park,
Fuck
everybody's.
all you people.
We did what to everybody?
So he's born Thomas Bruce excuse me.
Nice.
Thomas Bruce McArthur in 1951, Ontario, Canada, in a farming community called Argyle, not too far from Toronto. He had a sister. His parents also fostered kids. This was kind of wild. Raising anywhere from 6 to 10 at a fucking time.
And apparently they had
what the
that's like an orphanage.
A good reputation with it too.
That's crazy.
Stupid.
That's like a reality TV show.
Yeah,
for real,
exactly.
Yeah,
hats off to them. But if they were doing it for financial reasons, that's kind of fucked up. But they did have a good reputation in the area, so whatever. Apparently, they were very devout religiously. His mom was a Catholic, his dad Presbyterian, and apparently they had some pretty heated arguments.
I can only imagine the religion arguments.
Get nuts with that shit. And
oh god, I turned
no fucking
right.
shit, bro.
So he sides with his mom typically, and ends up being very active in his church even later on. So Shane, we know that religion usually makes people feel fucking guilty, But in Bruce's case, he thinks his dad may have been, thinking that there was some sort of issue. What do you know about that?
Oh, for sure, Pete. You mentioned his parents fostered children, and this was actually a working farm, though, and these kids had to work hard. That was the charm of the place. It was more like a boot camp for wayward boys. and Bruce, he was expected to set an example for these young boys and not to go all fucking Brokeback Mountain over there. So his dad, maybe sensing a bit of that weakness, pushed him hard and tried to toughen him up.
Like,
and
man up, boy.
Hell yeah, rural farming Canada, forget about it. Homosexuality would have been considered extremely abnormal behavior.
Right.
You think the 60s, free love and all that, but, it wasn't like that for the homosexual community. It was still illegal in Canada up to 69.
Right.
Could get charged with lewd behavior.
69, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that it was illegal. I was kind of surprised at that. Like, wow, it's just amazing. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago. It's just wild, man. And Chris, I read that Bruce had some issues in school with some of the other kids. What was his situation there in school?
He didn't get a lot. Well, he was just kind of a weird kid, I guess. He got bullied all the time and shit. And then that was like in his elementary school and shit. But as he got older, I guess he kind of grew out of it. But it's still weird. But then he starts dating this girl named Janice Campbell. And I'm sorry, I'm choking on this weed over here. My bad. Oh, shit. But, they both graduated in 1970 and fucking, they ended up getting married and they were both 23. And then eventually they fucking had kids. But he's like pushing away his homosexual feelings. Like, he's
right.
like, I got to hide this. I can't let nobody know.
Right.
I got to go get a woman and just be like a normal,
right? Try to blend in,
quote normal man, like fucking.
Yeah, he was a little fucking narc in school too, and so nobody could figure this out. When he started killing people, no one expected it because he was the guy who would point out everything to the teacher.
Always snitching.
Interesting. So Bruce had a couple jobs after high school. Later became a traveling salesman. In 1978, selling socks. That's just so specific, to
Could you imagine somebody coming and knocking on your door like, hey, yo, you need some new fucking socks, dude? Them shit's stinky.
He was also involved in his church, as I mentioned, and then missing gay men started getting murdered there in the mid-'70s around the time McArthur moved to the area. And it was at this time his dad actually developed a brain tumor and had to go into a nursing home. His mom winds up finding somebody else, and then this pisses Bruce off, and that's how he became closer to his dad, apparently.
Imagine how you'd feel your fucking dad's in the hospital with a brain tumor. Next thing you know, your mom's out fucking just finding some other dude to bang.
Yeah, that's
like,
fucked up.
Right.
I don't know the situation exactly, but that's what I know of it.
That'd be fucked up.
That's fucked up, right. Then his mom ends up dying from cancer in 78. So his dad outlived his mom by 3 years. He died in 81. So yeah, that was kind of a fuck you. But Joey, Bruce and Janice end up having a boy and a girl. But, some things that sound familiar to me that we've run into in other cases.
Yeah, he was trying to, live the stereotypical fucking normal life that he was supposed to. Fucking, had a job, fucking the wife, kids, but that isn't the shit that he was really about. Right. And I'm pretty sure that somewhere along the line, because this fucking went on into the 90s and shit, and I'm pretty sure that, it was just timing for him that his wife probably either knew, found out some shit, was just over it, whatever, gave him an opportunity to fucking, actually go out and fucking obtain something else that he was looking for and desiring for. There was gay communities by this time, which they didn't have whenever he was younger. So he was like, yeah, fuck it, split the fucking marriage, cool, and I'll go live over here on fucking, Wellesley and fucking go hang out with all these dudes that I've been wanting to hang out with.
Suck all the dick.
Be okay with it now. Right, suck all the dicks. And be okay about it. And, you know, it's probably a huge relief to him. But it is, I mean, it's wild though, because to your kids and to your ex-wife and shit, who knew you as this one
the
way
whole time, it's all a
what I mean?
facade. You're just like, this is not really who I am.
Right.
But still, like, I love you, but gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on the plus side, maybe it's, I mean, you never want there to be victims and shit, but maybe they're lucky they weren't victims.
Yeah, and it really reminds me of Gacy, you know, the way he hid his real, you know, sexuality and had the wife and the kids and then did that. But, of course, he preyed on teenage boys, a little bit different here, but nonetheless, it reminds me of.
And I don't think that he would have, I don't think he ever would have fucking came out, and then just like fucking went to the fucking gay areas openly and shit. Like he would have died fucking saying,
true, kiss my ass. He ends up coming out to his wife though about a year later, and they continue to live together. So Shane, I saw a couple, you know, got into a financial mess here with some legal issues. So this shit doesn't stop with the family here. What's going on?
No. The financial problems, you know, began when Bruce lost his sale job. I'm not sure what it was like in the 80s, 90s for traveling sock salesmen, but I can't imagine.
People just stopped wearing socks. They were just like, fuck socks.
I can't imagine he was bringing home any six-figure salary here, you know. And his son Todd, who was a teenager at the time, got into a little bit of hot water with the law. He was prosecuted for making obscene phone calls to the ladies.
Oh, boy.
He'd call up women and get all pervy when he's shaking hands with the big man, you know, feeding the geese. And so legal fees, lawyers, all that bullshit put a bit of strain on the family finances, and had to get a second mortgage on the home in 97, filed for bankruptcy in 99.
He said feeding the geese. That's the most Canadian thing.
I've been laughing since you said that. Oh my God, that's so fucking funny. Because it took me a second. Oh fuck! That was great. Sorry, dude. I just couldn't stop laughing.
Fucking kids making you feed the geese.
So yeah, Todd is just fucking causing all kinds of havoc.
Fucking kids, man.
Second mortgage, bankruptcy, and not good. So Bruce ends up leaving the wife and moves to Toronto. And what's going on there?
He went out there because of like church in Wellesley. I'm going to say Wellesley.
Yeah, Wellesley.
A church in Wellesley district there. That's where they have their fucking their gay scene. They're like openly about it. Everybody's like, oh, damn, I can go hang with my people now. That's when he starts fucking. He lands this landscaping job and shit. He's cool about it, and I think maybe there might have been a point when he started digging holes. He's like, oh,
that's what I wonder.
I could maybe put a body in. I could,
I could fit somebody down there if I needed
a person
to.
in there. So
putting that in the memory bank.
So he starts his landscaping business, not business, but job.
He does start his own business.
It was a business.
He started his
getting
own.
Into it, but I think he liked
Gacy with
right?
PD.
Yeah, it could have been a sub. So and it's like 10 years before the murder starts. So I just wonder, maybe there could have been some thought. Could have been.
Planning.
So Halloween of 2001, McArthur, this is nuts, attacks this man in his house.
Yeah.
With a metal pipe to the back of the fucking head. Like, damn. And apparently he was invited in to see this guy's Halloween costume. The guy was lucky, escaped with some stitches and some physical therapy, but Bruce ends up turning himself in, but claimed he didn't remember the incident.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. No, you just beat the shit out of this dude with a pipe.
I don't know how he would know to turn himself in if he didn't remember.
It was a ballsy move, whatever the case.
I guess.
Right?
And so he avoids jail time, but was considered a low risk to reoffend. So not a good call.
Not a good call.
There, Ontario. But, I get it. It happens all the time. I mean, it's just the thing, you know, that they're bound to have, you know, somebody that slips through the cracks. I mean, you know, they can only do what they can do. So Joey's got some restrictions here on him that I'm sorry here, I got lost in the
You're good, dude.
my computer just jumped here.
Yeah.
So you know, he attacks this dude on Halloween of 2001, and he gets out of the jail time. But Joey's got some restrictions in this house arrest. What were the restrictions? Kind of strange.
Yeah, like stipulations are like, and I'll say why I call them stipulations in a minute, but they said that you can't go to the Church and Wesley areas or have sex with the male prostitutes. Right. So if you want to go bang a female whore, that's fucking fine down on 3rd and Main, you know. But anyway, so he can't go have the sex with the gays down there in Church and Wesley. Also, he had to stay away from the dude that he hit with the pipe. Had basically a restraining order, you know, and obviously like he should. And fucking, but there was a lawyer who said that, you know, these were unenforceable parole restrictions, so he basically doesn't end up having to do it. And basically what that means is they either don't care or they're just underqualified or fucking, you know, overworked, whatever it is. And they're like, we ain't got time to just be fucking
we ain't got time to deal with your ass beating people with metal
time.
pipes.
Yeah.
Just go do what you want to do. Next time
it's expunged. And he's, you know, on a background check, it wouldn't even come up. I mean, that's fucked up, right? So all this is going on. Bruce is signing up for every gay fetish dating website he can get his hands on. Now, some of these, I mean, I was just dying laughing. I mean, they don't do themselves any favors. It's kind of the object of the game. Recon, Silver Daddies, Bear Forest, Squirt, Scruff, Daddy Hunt, and Growler. So,
hey, bro, I'm just gonna say you did a lot of research. Got me wondering, man.
Those were the ones that it listed. I didn't go exploring on any of these. I can tell you that. But that's more than I would like to know about this. He was really into the BDSM scene. He liked South Asian or Middle Eastern dudes. He was a regular in the gay bar scene and got an apartment only a few miles from Church and Wellesley. And he came out as gay, as we mentioned, you know, to everybody. He was using drugs, though, to get some of his victims to do things in his apartment. Kind of reminded me of some Dahmer shit there.
Right.
He went by Silver Fox in his profiles online. So
I think it's great. That's what Nick Swartzen calls the mom from fucking Partridge Family on Grandma's Boy.
Oh,
You're
that's
Silver Fox.
So Shane, I mean, McArthur's getting a reputation though as a little bit of a hothead, man. What's going on?
Yeah, you know, not your typical Canadian here. We're basically known as nice, chill guys, and you know, you just add alcohol, and some people turn into complete assholes. So we're definitely not immune from that up here. And I think Bruce has some jealousy issues in there too, with all of his other psychological issues. He might have seen his boyfriend talking with some other dudes at the bar and just lost it. So he ended up getting a bad rep as someone who's hot-headed and fucking loud, offensive, disruptive. He ends up getting barred from, you know, a few establishments, and he would scream derogatory gay slurs, which I think just reiterates how much in denial of his own sexuality he was.
Right.
You know what? I think as a serial killer, you would think that he wants to, you know, have a public think of him as not a violent person.
Right. You'd want to be like blend in super fucking well.
Exactly. You'd want to be known as that chill guy.
Exactly. Yeah, this guy's just not giving a fuck.
But you know what? Some people, alcohol can enhance negative personality traits. You know, asshole plus alcohol equals a bigger fucking asshole.
That's right. So, I mean, Chris, do people get thrown out of the nation, you know, when they get violent in the nation? I mean, what's the plan there in the nation for this kind of thing? This is a loaded
fucking question, bro. Because sometimes, and sometimes not. Both answers are yes. But yeah, this dude's out of there, dude. Like getting drunk, starting fights. Not at the nation, just in public and shit. So like, he's pissed off. As far as the nation, it depends on the situation. It's the nation situation.
That's funny. Yeah, I just thought, this is every now and then we like to bring the nation into it, like you're its own, like you're the speaker of the nation, obviously, and it's just a thing. So.
Right.
So Joey, he starts his own business called Artistic Design. So, did you see some shit about they talked to somebody that worked with the guy?
Yeah, I mean, fucking. I don't know what he was doing.
He was doing water features, yeah.
Water features? Yeah, fucking. But, I mean, obviously he was pretty legit at his craft if he's fucking having these dealings.
For real, yeah.
He's using it as a way to meet people, too, also. Because he's like, oh, yeah, I got this business and I got money. And he's going after, like, Middle Easterners is his preference, it seems. And it's always like, people that probably need some help or whatever. The one dude, he was a vagrant. But, yeah, he definitely preyed on these people because he knew that they needed something and he could help them and therefore trap them, I guess.
Yeah, he said that the guy that did the water features said something about an older guy that was always with him and then this younger Middle Eastern laborer. So, whatever, that's his business. But, I wonder if either of them ended up in the planters. I'm not sure. But his clients were usually elderly women who really liked his work. In the off season, he was known to play Santa Claus at a mall and was also doing floral designs for charities. His son Todd did some time for those obscene phone calls and was ordered to live with his dad and work for the landscaping business. So kind of fucked up here.
Too. Like, you have to live with your dad. You have to give your son a job.
Yeah, exactly. Go live with the serial killer.
Go live with the.
It was funny because I was watching some shit about him earlier. I was like, oh, I need to fucking catch up on this dude. It's been a bit. And Stephanie was there, and like they showed a picture of him, and she's like, oh yeah, Santa Claus at the mall, creeper, And I was like, oh, hell yeah. I was like, because obviously she probably saw it too, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh yeah. And then it got, like, later on into the fucking thing, it got to the part where it showed the picture of him in the Santa suit or whatever. And she was like, oh, he really was a Santa? And I was like, oh, you didn't know that? You just thought that? I was like, that's funny as fuck.
Through and through. We pick up on it.
No, that's fucking awesome.
That's great. So...
No, he looked like Santa.
Yeah, he really did. Dude, and Todd, now he's forced to live with his dad. He's not into the homosexuality thing. And it freaked him out when he had a friend come over who discovered Bruce had put pictures of naked men all over the walls of the bathroom.
Dude, I got to piss in here too, bro.
I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, for real. Like, I got to piss in here too, Dad.
Yeah.
You do what you do.
Right, but really, especially when you got somebody staying over at your house. Like, holy shit. And when he called when he called his dad out, the next morning at breakfast, he just laughed about it.
It's like, you like all them dicks, don't you, boy?
It's like all those pictures are stuck to the wall with my
That's how they're stuck to the wall. I just jerked on them. Everyone slapped it to the wall.
Fed the geese, man.
Fed the geese. Get the fuck.
So, Shane, that's not the conversation anybody's going to want to have with their dad.
Fuck no. I can't even imagine. Like, you see, these were not classy or artsy pictures. This wasn't one leg up, Captain Morgan poses. This was full hard as steel erect penis pictures and all over the washroom. Not cool. Even if Todd was gay, it really doesn't matter here. How could Bruce think that this was cool? Most people do not want to think about their parents having sex.
Right.
Whether you're gay or your parents are gay, it doesn't matter. It's your parents, and you don't want to hear that shit. You don't want to see that shit.
Exactly.
So it must have been very shocking for Todd to see his dad exercising so little discretion around the house.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you know you got company coming over. That's what I'm like. It's bad enough.
That's in your fucking bathroom. I mean, I remember back in the day when I was a kid, you go to the fucking the family friends, whatever. You're out in the garage, and they got
different.
They got the titty fucking calendar.
That's totally
whatever.
a different thing.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking.
The titty calendar.
That's where it's supposed to be. If you're gonna have one, that's where you need to have it. You know? So
exactly, you don't have that shit on the fridge.
Exactly. So, to save time with this episode, I'm not going to go into all the various missing person investigations. Wow, there were a lot from 2010 to 2017. A lot of these people were looking for them, which is nice to see because you normally don't see that.
Yeah, like I mean, it was teens, 20 teens. So like,
yeah. But I mean, it was really good that people were out there trying to find these people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. At that point in life, everybody's getting way more accepted about gay rights or whatever. I don't care. I'm not trying to sound like a retard. I'm just saying.
No, I get you, though.
It was like, they're like, oh, no, I don't care if this motherfucker's gay.
Yeah, because it should make a damn bit of difference, right? It's a missing person.
Exactly.
It's a missing person. But they mentioned that the gay community was very hardcore about investigating these people. I read there were several. They were called Project Houston, Missing Rainbow Community, and Project Prism. Oftentimes, we hear about these prostitutes and drug addicts. Nobody even knows they're missing. And that's just so sad to see that. That's fucked up. But at least with these men, people did notice and they did try to get answers. And, I was going to say to get to the bottom of it, but I reconsidered it.
But you just said it.
And then I thought, why not? It's Murder, Metal, Mayhem. So there you go.
Got to get to the bottom of that shit.
Exactly. So, Chris, during these investigations, the police got lots of tips, man, thousands of them.
Yeah, fucking people calling in all the time, fucking all the way from like Toronto and shit. And the cops did what they...
Fucking narcs.
Goddamn fucking... I know who's killing these motherfuckers, but I ain't telling you. You're getting an obstruction of justice charge, sir. Oh, wait, I know who it was. Yeah, they fucking... but they did everything they could to figure it out. But like I was saying earlier, man, like... It's more accepting 20, 30 years ago, fucking before, prior to this. Yeah, different situation.
Yeah, and there's a history here, which we're going to get to with the cops and the gay community that definitely plays a role in this story.
Yeah.
Now, Joey, the police did hundreds of interviews with witnesses, man. I mean, they were really trying to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, I think they had problems, though, fucking putting together the fact that one person was doing these murders and the different districts weren't talking to each other and connecting the fucking crimes for a while until... Yeah, and the other thing, though, is that fucking... what the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah,
take another bong hit, bro.
Fucking for for choking that dude, and he got the rough sex deal or whatever. So the cops already fucking knew about him, and whenever the fucking initial murder started going down, they had questioned him in the church and Wellesley fucking homicides, and then even with his background and everything else, they deemed him fucking free to clear from the investigation, obviously.
He talked a good game.
So later on, they're like, "Oh yeah, we did talk to that dude. Holy fuck!" And he was kind of weird. Let's look at him again.
Yeah, it's again so many similarities to Gacy here. So the cops put Bruce under this 24-hour surveillance, another Gacy thing, in January of 2018, and were under orders to arrest him if he was found to be alone with someone.
It's like, I'm walking down the street with my homie. Arrest that man!
Exactly. They found a computer link to his last victim on the victim's computer, as well as Bruce written down on a calendar found in his apartment. So they knew this was probably their guy, and with 8 missing men from the same community, this was all over the fucking news, and they were definitely getting a lot of heat for not getting them again given this past, which we're going to talk about. So Shane, the surveillance team now sees a young person enter the Thorncliffe apartment. Sounds very ritzy.
I mean, no, it
But
sounds
what
terrifying.
happens here, dude?
Yeah, so thankfully, by this time, the police were putting everything together. And Bruce, like you say, is under surveillance 24/7. They actually did a crazy amount of work. I'm talking, they bought Bruce's old van that he had already sold. They bought it, that kill van. Yeah. They snuck into his house. They cloned his computer. They had cameras installed everywhere along this guy's route.
Wow.
They had him tracking with his cell phone, so they knew exactly where he was, where he had been. They had all of his banking, internet, cell phone records.
Holy shit.
They had warrants set up, ready to go, man.
Wow.
They were just waiting for an excuse to pull the trigger.
Wow.
So on that day, when they saw McArthur entering his apartment with a younger man, given all this evidence, they felt that this young guy was in imminent danger, and they decided, we better take McArthur down now. They arrested him without incident. They did find the young man alive, but he was restrained and handcuffed to the bed with a black bag over his head.
That's not evidence at all.
Yeah.
Hold on, before
he
you
was a
suffocate, can I take
prostitute
some
who
pictures?
McArthur met on Grindr. So,
okay.
in no doubt, this guy would have been a victim.
Oh, yeah. But, man, acted pretty quick. I mean, if the cops saw him go in, you got to assume, a minute or two to gather yourself to go inside. The guy was already chained up with a hood over his holy shit. Yeah.
That's fast as fuck.
Let's get to business, motherfucker.
So now they have access to the rest of McArthur's world, his apartment, everything. He's arrested, so the cops, they can go to town now and do what they do best.
Yeah. Wow. So, Chris, the cops find a treasure trove of evidence in this apartment,
fucking
man.
goddamn.
Holy shit.
Like Shane was saying, man. And the cameras and shit, they start looking through all the pictures, and they find weird shit. I don't think it's like murder pictures, but they found all of his fucking electronics. And, even if you clear your history, it's still on the computer.
There. I think there were a couple of bodies that were on there that were identified as victims. I believe that.
They had a bunch of victim pics. He would actually pose as victims. He would pose them in a fur coat and fur hats with cigars hanging out of their mouths.
Well, now you're giving me a boner, bro. Come on.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's definitely pretty wacky. That's a little BTK action going on there. So, Joey, did they find any Goremonger or Low 12 CDs in the guy's electronics?
Man, I don't know what this dude had. I'm sure he had the whole Low 12 discography because he would jam them at those parties.
Okay.
Late night, But I don't know. I never really saw what Bruce McArthur was jamming, but it might have been some pretty fabulous shit.
But I wonder who drew the short straw that had to go through all his stuff. Like, like the Ace Ventura, like that kind of stuff.
Going
just
through it,
really
fucked
fucked up.
Everything, dude. Come on, man.
Or just like the toy box, that one lady killed herself because she went through it. That's fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's horrible. But enough evidence, though, to pin this dude, 2 of the murders, and felt confident they had even more, and without the bodies, too. So they had their shit together. I got to say, I didn't realize it was quite to the degree it was until I read about it, and then Shane adding what he added there. I mean, it's great to see it. It seemed like they really were on top of it. So there's hundreds of police officers involved in this investigation. They had to go through 30 different properties to gather evidence because these are all these places where he worked.
Dude, it's crazy that he's cutting these bodies up and just take a piece here.
Yeah,
take a piece here.
It's really crazy. And they start going through the missing person databases to see if there were more murders. And they're going into these rural properties where Bruce had done a lot of landscaping, and these cadaver dogs picked up on something in one of the planters. And that's when they were like, wait a second, what's this? And the police found the dismembered skeletal remains. So everybody take a drink. Of 3 more victims in 12 of the planters on the property. And I can't imagine being the homeowner to find out some fucking wild ass shit like that, right?
It's like, could you imagine though, like if you're the homeowner, this is your plant, whatever, and for some reason, say your kid, his kid Todd, fucked up and the cops come, and there's some reason, and there's just like a finger sticking out of the powder, and it's like, why is this here? We have no idea. So basically, it gets put on you, or Bruce. But Bruce is just hiding them out all over.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. It really is fucked up.
When you're going out there, you're smelling those flowers, and oh yeah, the flowers are smelling great this year, Bruce. What have you been doing?
A little tangy there. It's weird. So Shane, now they're going through other properties where Bruce McArthur had done landscaping, and they're just finding more and more. I mean, holy crap, man.
Oh, fuck yeah. I mean, the police really had their work cut out for them here with this one. And they, like you say, they did a really excellent job of expediting everything. I think in total it was 8 months for everything, putting the whole case together. But basically it was a really big task forensically, you know, going through his apartment, all of these sites with all the landscaping sites.
Right.
And you got to remember, this isn't TV. You don't get results the next day like on CSI.
No.
They just had a mountain of evidence.
Wow.
And, it was unprecedented. The search at his apartment alone took 10 forensic officers 4 months.
Wow.
Going through his shit, analyzing and documenting everything.
Oh, man.
They took 1,800 items as potential evidence, and they took 18,000 photographs to document everything.
Wow.
Largest investigation in the history of the Toronto Police Force. The scale was just massive considering the volume of evidence.
That's nuts. I hope they got a bottle of whiskey every day they had to do that.
I think it's good.
Or a fucking ounce of weed or something. Because that's fucked up. Like, holy shit.
I think it's good that all the fucking pictures now these days are digital. Because you imagine going into fucking Walgreens if I can have a bunch of pictures of fucking envelopes?
Like I used to have to do with the brutality report. Yeah.
I need 18,000 pictures developed tomorrow.
A month later, in February of 2018, they expand the search to some other properties. And in total, they charged them with 8 murders. Most of the victims fit the same profile of being Middle Eastern with beards, and they were all men who frequented the church in Wellesley area. There was one white victim, but the rest were all Middle Eastern, I believe. Ages range.
He was the vagrant guy. He was homeless and fucking.
Is that what it was?
A place to stay.
That's fucked up.
Ended up getting killed.
Ages ranged from 37 to 58. And Chris, I mean, it was during the trial, most of these victims, were killed right in his bedroom, man.
Yeah, it chokes him out, man. Just like, I don't know what he used. Like, I don't know the item that he used to choke him, but like
a ligature, belt, strangulation.
Yeah, like belt, rope, whatever. I don't know, but he just like choke him out and fucking kill him, dude.
Gacy style with the tourniquet. Putting something to twist it,
basically.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's a brutal maneuver.
I mean, he had to
have, and of course we know Gacy got it
at that time,
from Elmer Wayne Hensley, who wrote that about his crimes with Dean Corll. So
who worked with Gacy, not during crimes, but
it's wild how this is like passed down, generation of serial killer to generation. It's kind of fucked up, really. I
think you're almost decapitating somebody with that maneuver.
You could if you were doing it hard enough. Yeah. So Joey McArthur pleads guilty. And what does the prosecution want to do to him, man?
I mean, they want to fucking throw away the key, basically. You know what I'm saying? 50-year minimum before he's eligible for parole. But the judge thought that was too harsh.
Right.
I don't understand where in the world. Canadians are very nice. I get it. You know what I'm saying? You guys are polite and shit. Like, hey, 50 years, eh? No, bro. Like, 25, that's good. But still, like, putting it at 25, his parole eligibility puts him
he ain't
around
going
91
anywhere.
years old. Probably not going to get out anyway if he does.
Yeah, his health isn't good. He's very overweight.
Yeah, the dude was huge whenever he was fucking out. And then whenever he went in, like, he definitely didn't hit
no, it's
Eating
because
that
all the homies are in there. Like, and when I say homies, I don't care about color status, whatever. They're like, oh, you gay? Come on with it.
Shane, I saw there was some controversy with this case, with the media, with the police, and what was the deal with that, man?
Yeah, the police. People complained that the police didn't take things seriously because the men were all gay, and there were allegations like that. I think there's a very high probability, at least some truth to those allegations. Nothing the police would ever admit to, though. And you have to recognize the broader issues at play here are community trust, bias, and the police responsiveness. And people claim that the police didn't act till there was a white victim involved. So that's
how fucked up
selective
is that?
attention, racism. And, historically marginalized communities have always felt neglected or mistreated by law enforcement. So there's a perception the police didn't take part in it because the victims were all gay. And,
Right.
Everybody has biases, unconscious or conscious, that's going to influence your decision making. Plus there was some history here between the Toronto police and the gay community that would have people questioning perhaps the police force wasn't giving its all to the investigation.
Yeah. I mean, there was this infamous raid in 1981 called the Bathhouse Raid, where 250 men were arrested for a variety of things during, this raid. And there was this negative history between the police and the gay community throughout the 60s, 70s. This was very negative, and obviously, like Shane's talking about, with relations with the community.
I'm sorry, that phrase. They were arrested for a variety of things.
Yeah, there were like drugs. They were saying drugs in there, stuff like that.
Like, in context, I'm just like,
Yeah, it was a wide range of things they tried to claim they were doing. I could see how it would still spill over into today to some degree. But it's unlikely that McArthur started killing in his late 50s or 60s. I think it's very likely that he started much earlier, and that some of those missing people could have been
his
victims. They were missing gay men in that neighborhood starting right around the time he got there in the mid-70s. So you have to wonder.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. I would think he wanted to go out on the road as a traveling salesman. I think that's part of what prompted him to do that.
Right.
More opportunities to have sex with and kill dudes.
Right.
Also, these dudes, he's like, they got together, they did their thing, and he's like, oh shit, nobody could know about this. That's why he did it as well. Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's always one of those things you'll never know, but you just think not too likely for somebody in their late 50s to start, becoming a serial killer. It's just usually much, much earlier. But anything to add to this one, guys? Bruce McArthur.
I'm good.
You've been talking all night about the comparison to Gacy, but the obvious one is Gacy was the clown and Bruce was Santa Claus. So there's something like that psychopathy too. That they like to revel in the fact that they're getting something over on somebody. And it also mentioned Dennis Rader here too, and a lot of comparisons with BTK.
Mm-hmm.
They both meticulously planned their murders.
Right.
They tied up their victims, strangled their victims, posed and photographed the bodies,
right.
and they both kept the mementos.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of comparisons to BTK as well.
Yeah, interesting how these guys all tie in together. It really is very, very fascinating. I think that's what makes me love to talk about true crime, because these cases just so fascinate me. This is a different one. But I did my research by watching a documentary called Making a Serial Killer. It was season 2, episode 5. Also, the doc from The Fifth Estate, one of my favorites in true crime stuff. Great Canadian series, very professionally done. There's a lot of stuff out there because this is a very current case. So if you're interested, you can definitely find it on this one. But thanks for coming on with us tonight, Shane. It's great to have you on. And you said you wanted to stay on and keep on getting brutal with us tonight. So.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
I can't wait to
It's
hear
great to be on. Love talking murder, metal, mayhem, and talking fucked up shit. And yeah, I'll stick around for a little bit here.
I can't wait to hear your take on the Killer Cage match tonight.
Yeah, the Killer Cage match is going to be epic. So next week, though, we got this case of Patrick Kearney, a very interesting one out of California. The freeway killer, trash bag killer.
Yeah, Patrick Kearney's a fucked up one, man.
Yeah, and he was active from 62 to 77, murdered at least 21 men and boys in Southern California. And we're going to have our buddy Jeff Ignatowski on with us, talk about that, maybe get him to talk about the book a little bit. So it's going to be a great episode. So don't miss that one next week because it's going to be a good one. So, Joey, what about any page a day for us?
I got 3. I got 2 short ones and a pretty good one. Pretty awesome. Been off for a couple weeks, so I had to whittle it down. But anyway, so I'll get into them. This first one, they're talking about Sylvia Moraz. 2009, Sylvia Moraz became convinced that if she provided human sacrifices to the Mexican folk saint Santa Muerte, that the deity would reward her and her family with riches. So she got a small following, persuading 4 of her children, her partner, her father, and 2 others to participate in 3 brutal murders. It started with her friend, who was a paleta vendor, that she struck on the neck with an axe. She offered the woman's blood to Santa Muerte, then burned and buried her body near her home in Nacazari de Garcia in Mexico. The next 2 victims were 10-year-old boys, both of them. She ordered her daughters to sacrifice them on an altar of Santa Muerte she kept in her home. Dude. One of the boys was her partner's son, and the other boy was her own grandson. Merez and her followers were arrested in March 2012 after a 2-year investigation. Her grandson's body was found under the floorboards of the house, and her partner's child was found buried nearby on her property. So she got 180 years in prison, and all but one of her followers got 60 years. Her youngest daughter was sent to a juvenile facility.
So she's sent in a fucking cult.
That's fucked up.
Like, for real.
Yeah, for real.
Holy fuck.
All right, so this is this is a quick one. This is funny though. This is motherfuckers' names, and this is crimes that they got convicted of.
I love these.
Yeah,
so
I love these, bro.
So the first one is Kent Kaufman, and this dude got in trouble for coughing on a police officer in North Carolina. Coughed in the dude's face.
Was it during
Kent
Corona?
Kaufman.
I'm assuming. But still,
I mean, I don't know, but still, like, what the fuck? Yeah,
love them.
All right, the next one is Brenda Drinkwater. She got drunk. She got drunk driving, but she was arrested at least 7 times for drunk driving in Massachusetts.
She should.
Brenda Drinkwater, like, God damn, drink some water.
Fuck.
God. The next one is Cameo Crispy.
Wait, no.
Cameo Crispy
this
got
ain't real,
attempted.
is it?
And she got attempted arson because she tried to burn down her ex-boyfriend's house by burning bacon in his.
I thought you were gonna,
extra crispy.
I thought you were going to say she lit some Cocoa Krispies up
Holy
and
fucking
started
shit,
the fire.
man.
Cocoa Krispy
I love
cereal.
these so much.
And then the last dude, he got in trouble for indecent exposure, and he pulled his pants down in a Waffle House, and his name was Ryan Smallwood.
I think he's friends with Peter Woodcock. I think, yeah.
Oh, bro.
Right.
No, I love those.
Man.
I love those.
Those are good.
Yeah, so that one was funny. Anyway, this one's a little bit longer, but it's fucking really good. So this is about and I'm going to fuck up some names, but man, it's about Clementine Barnabette and the Church of Sacrifice. Now, yeah, so basically, in January 28th, 1911, so this is a long time ago, between January 28th, 1911 and April 11th, 1912, at least 12 families were annihilated in Louisiana and Texas, all the victims of brutal axe murders. More than 50 adults and children were killed, and only one child survived the attacks. In late February 1911, Raymond Barnabette, he was arrested as he was the believed killer, and he was released for lack of evidence. 5 months and 2 attacks later, he's rearrested and put on trial. So, witnesses, they give contradictory testimony on the stand. Raymond's children, Zephyrin and Clementine, they claim that he bragged about one of the killings to the family after coming home with blood on his clothes. A neighbor of the Barnabettes, he contradicted the testimony, and Raymond's partner, Dina Porter, his girl, she claimed that he had nothing to do with the crimes either, although she did admit that he had threatened to kill her before. Raymond was found guilty and sentenced to death, but his lawyers filed an appeal on the unique grounds that Raymond had been drunk during the trial. So he's awaiting, so he's awaiting a retrial, and while he's doing that, another murder occurs, which ultimately they're like, oh wait, well it must not be you if they're still going on. You know what I'm saying? So the murder of the Randall family in November 2011 changes the focus of Raymond Barnabette to his children, Clementine Barnabette in particular. Now Clementine confesses to 35 murders, saying she had evaded capture due to hoodoo conjure bags that were provided to her by a priestess in the Church of Sacrifice, which was a sect. It was a sect of Christ's Holy Sanctified Church in Louisiana. This as an
episode.
I know, it's crazy. Several other members of the sect were arrested in connection with the murders, including one reverend who told authorities that once members of the church were sanctified, they could not sin in the eye of God, and earthly laws no longer applied to them. I'm pretty sure he still got in fucking trouble. Despite the numerous arrests, Clementine was the only one to stand trial for the murders, and as in her father's trial, the testimony given by the witnesses was contradictory. Even the testimony from Clementine herself, sometimes claiming she committed the murders alone, sometimes said she had an accomplice. And the killings weren't even done yet. Even with Clementine in jail, the murders are going on. There's more doubt on if she's even the one that's doing them. So nonetheless, despite a plea of religious insanity in October 1912, she's found guilty of 1 count of murder and sentenced to life in prison. She serves 10 years. She's released from prison in April 28, 1923, and a news article reported that an operation had, quote, restored her to normal condition. The nature of the operation is unknown because the first lobotomy wasn't done until 1936 in the U.S., so it wasn't that. So the ultimate fate of Clementine was also unknown. The account of her role she played in the axe murders is doubted today, but if her tales are to be believed, that would make her one of the most prolific women serial killers in the United States. And the last thing is a quote by Clementine Barnabette at her trial confession. And she said, "I am the woman of the sacrifice sect. I killed them all, men, women, and babies, and I hugged the dead bodies to my heart. But I am not guilty of murder."
I feel like she did it.
Clementine Bernadette.
Take a picture, send me something on that
Barnabette.
so I don't forget, Joey. I definitely want to do that one. Yeah, definitely want to do it.
That story's fucking nuts.
Send me something on that. That was good. Page a day, man. Some good stuff. Always some great episodes have spawned out of Page a Day. All right, well, we have done our fair share of murdering tonight. I think it's time to crank up the fucking metal. And so, Shane, what the fuck do we need to do?
Let's get our fucking metal on.
Just because CK has passed on, he's not done educating the masses. CK will forever be the great metal motherfucker. We're here to stomp poser ass and eradicate the planet of their kind. CK has passed the torch to us, and we will forge the fuck on. In CK's name, we will bestow metal knowledge upon all of you.
Hell yeah. The great metal motherfucker.
Great metal motherfucker.
Always. CK and long live CK. And now we've got CCK, Cardboard CK back there throwing up the horns every week. But that means we take turns now of who's going to talk about, what in the metal segment. And Joey, it's your turn. You got the horns this week. And what's your plan?
Well, I'm going to talk about Anal Blast.
Fuck yeah.
So that's a clean subject. But
oh, yeah.
I also just want to give a shout out because people that know that we eat the Pop-Tarts. And
yeah.
Chris and Pete got a fucking toaster now in the studios.
We do.
More Pop-Tarts is so way on a
so
different
sweet,
level,
man.
bro.
We are on a different level here with this.
I've got these Pop-Tart bites, and these are the fucking frosted cinnamon roll ones.
Fucking right, man.
So I opted for ones that I couldn't toast just because I didn't want to take the thunder away from the studio's toaster because that is badass. But anyway, yeah. So we're doing Anal Blast tonight. Controversial band, but
it's like
also
after Taco Bell, right?
Yeah. But also just a huge influence on me, though. So they were basically around from 1990 to 2009. They were based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. So Don Decker was he was basically Anal Blast. He was the man behind it. He was the only one that was on everything that they did. Besides Don Decker, there were 31 other members in Anal Blast.
Bro.
So that's why I won't go through all of them, but I will give a couple shout outs. Tony Garfield, he played drums in fucking Anal Blast for a while. Eric Leader, he was on guitars, and Eric
and
is
you
the
just
guitars
did
for
Eric Leader,
Sexual
yeah.
Atrocities. And then Aaron Whitesides was in the band, and then also back in 1994, before they did their first demo, Joey Jordison, who was of course became the drummer of Slipknot, was also
right.
He jammed with Don Decker for the Anal
I remember
sessions.
that actually.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I don't remember it, but I remember reading about that. Oh fuck.
So their first demo came out in 1994. Hold on for a second. I gotta get my phone fucking ready here. Alright. So, with Anal Blast, I basically fucking just had to, just talk about some of their fucking band or song names and shit. I did the same thing with Anal Cunt, basically.
Yes.
But that's because, their fucking band, or their song titles are so fucking ridiculous. So, 1994, their first demo comes out, Puss Blood Pentagram. Some of the songs on there were Minstrel Pancake, Puss Blood Popsicle, Diuretic Orgasm, Mouse Sneaking Up Her Hole, Suck the Blood of Christ Out of the Devil's Dick, which that's the classic.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Suck Your Shit Right Off My Dick. I don't know. Puss Blood Pentagram, the title track. So anyway, Suck Your Shit Right Off My Dick, number 2. So that was Puss Blood Pentagram. That's when they first came out in 1994. So they came out and let you know that they were going to come with it. Just fucking ridiculous.
We're going out here we're going to fuck everybody's head up, dude.
So then 1998, they put out their first full length. Basically, all of these are out on Nightfall Records, and I don't know if they're still available or not, but that's the last company that carried their shit. So anyway, Vaginal Vampire, that comes out. That's their first full length, 1998. That had such classics on it as Nipple Knees, Ass Cheeks Ankles, Staple Your Puss Lips Together, Crimson Smell, I love that song. They had the Bloody Brown Mouse on there again. They had some of the same songs from the fucking demo too, and then a bunch of new ones. Tampon Teabag, She Eats Her Tampons Out of My Shit. Just some pretty classic tracks,
Fucking right, dude.
So then,
something you could get around the campfire with your family, and just sing.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff, holiday favorites.
2002, they released a split that's, to me, it's one of the fucking rawest ass, most badass splits I've ever heard in my life, and it was a split with Cephalic Carnage. It was fucking Cephalic Carnage's side was Perversion and the Guilt Thereafter, and then Anal Blast side was version 5.0 Beast, which for the bumper music I'm playing the song 5.0 Beast.
Nice.
Man, that shit though just went fucking super fucking hard. It was huge influence on me, both fucking bands. And that year that was released, I also saw them at Milwaukee Metal Fest, and both of them were headliners. So I got to see them both live there too, which was badass. Some of the songs that they had on the split were Clottage Cheese, Internet Cunt, Smells Like Fish, Tastes Like Chicken, Beer Bong Enema, which is a badass song, High on Cunt Blood, love that fucking shit, Disease Ridden Hole, Cum Shitting Whore, among others. So then 2003 they come out with a fucking super badass album called Feeding the Geese, which was their Canadian
Feeding
release.
the Geese! The fuck out of here, bro!
but I
Oh, shit the bed.
So, but for real, 2004 they come out with Bleeding Battered Bitch was the second. They only had 2 full lengths, so that was their second full length, Bleeding Battered Bitch, and that had fucking such lovely tracks as Stupid Motherfucking Bitch, Fucking Fat, Bitch Suck a Cock, it had Fuck Your Ass Dry, You Suck Shit Bitch. This classic, Minstrel Munchies Eating Tampons, which of course Jesse got Minstrel Munchies
yeah.
for that.
Oh, okay.
It had a cover, a Mender's cover of On the Rag on there.
Nice.
And had a couple live tracks too, High on Cunt Blood and a few others. So that was cool. And then
that Mentor song, there was a line from it that said, I was chowing down and something tasted weird, ran to the mirror and saw blood in my beard.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah. Mentor is so good. Fucking so then 2007 they had a compilation that came out called Assault on the Hot Wet Blood Hole, and that was basically just a fucking compilation of a bunch of tracks of theirs. 2008 they put out a DVD called Spraying Blood Live DVD, which is pretty badass. Lou Rasconi was doing a ton of the art for them at that point.
Do you have it?
He did a lot of their shit.
Yeah, Lou's the shit.
Do you have that DVD?
Yeah, I've got that.
I figured you did. Makes sense.
I've got they played a lot of places, they toured a lot of places. Anal Blast was definitely a live band too, as well as fucking putting out some shitty studio tracks, you know. They fucking, you know, were fucking very influential. They, I think it was 2007 or 8, I can't remember. They did what was about to be their last tour, and I was living in Texas at the time, and I put on a show down in Dallas with Anal Blast as the headliner. And it was the first time that Anal Blast had ever played Dallas, so that was cool.
That's dope as fuck,
I'm going to talk about that in the Mayhem section a little bit to link it to this. Nice. About some crazy shit that went down that night at the Anal Blast show. But anyway, Anal Blast also, they did a lot of homages and like parodies of Cradle of Filth shit, but they were actually like huge fans of theirs. And Anal Blast, Don Decker they were the first ones to ever get Anal Blast to the United States for their first U.S. show. Anal Blast brought them, so that's pretty cool. And also,
Cradle of Filth?
Yeah, they're from the UK, right?
Right. But Anal Blast got them their first U.S. show.
Yeah,
that's fucking dope as fuck. Yeah.
And also, the main riff from the song Puss Blood Popsicle off the Puss Blood Pentagram demo was actually later used by Slipknot in the song Eeyore, so they fucking jammed that riff from Anal Blast.
No shit.
Cool.
All
right. 2009, Don Decker died. He definitely battled some heavy alcohol abuse, among a lot of other shit, and a super unhealthy lifestyle. He was a huge member and founding member of a huge chapter of a large metal organization, which I'm not going to talk about that because they denounced him during the fucking PC pandemic stuff, so I'm gonna let that be. But I mean, it's hard to say that he wasn't a big part of getting the name and the word spread.
Yeah.
So R.I.P. to Don Decker. I mean, he might have been the biggest piece of shit for all I know, but it's crazy because when I was a kid coming up listening to music, like when I heard Anal Blast, listening to his vocals was like, holy fuck, what the fuck is this dude doing with his mouth? And I loved it, and I wanted to do shit like that. And when I was listening to shit like Anal Blast at that time, I would think that the people that wrote that disgusting shit were disgusting, gross pieces of shit. So I wouldn't have been let down to find that out. So, you know, in hindsight, will I still jam all the tracks? Hell yeah. Sorry if anybody's got an issue with that, but Anal Blast will always be huge to me, and fucking you'll get to hear a little bit of it in the next bumper song too.
Hell yeah, dude. Very cool. Very cool. All right, Chris, what about that Lost Classic for us?
Hold on a second. Lost Classic 95 fucking goddamn fucking suffocations pierced from within.
Dude.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Sorry,
a
my
gnarly
fucking
one, man.
kid's mom just called me on a Tuesday night at 8 o'clock and weirded me out. I don't know what's happening.
Right. Yeah, I'm that way too when somebody tries to call me on Tuesday. Shane, anything like old school stuff you've been jamming lately that you wanted to mention in the Lost Classic section here?
Oh shit! I haven't really been listening to too much old stuff. That's for sure.
Trying to keep up with the new, right?
Yeah.
It's been crazy. We're going to talk about what we've been listening to. I got the horns next week, and I think I'm going to do the band Replicant. Definitely digging those guys. The New Jersey band just came out with the album, played the song earlier. So really like that. But what have we been listening to, Chris? Anything you wanted to call out? Other than maybe that Suffocation?
The Suffocation, sorry, I'm tripped out because my kid's mom wouldn't call me unless something was wrong.
Right.
What about you, Joey? You got anything you wanted to bring up?
I've been jamming a whole bunch of shit, but this one thing that I got that was kind of just like a fucking, you know, took a guess on it and tried it out, you know, without really hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's this band Postmortem, and the album's called The Age of Mass Murder. Now, what's cool about this is they got a whole bunch of tracks on there, but they got like, it's basically like macabre type shit, but some of their songs are Albert Cannibal Fish, to Henry Lee Lucas from Otis, Coed Killer, Manson Cult, Green River. So, I mean, they're talking about some killing shit.
Yeah.
They got the Son of Sam and other songs, 25 Cromwell Street. And there's some pretty jam and thrash shit. I can't remember if they're from like Sweden or fucking Finland or somewhere.
Okay.
But I might have to fucking get it and link it to you.
Yeah, please do. Sounds like
I said, I got it because it was kind of jamming and listening to a couple tracks. I was like, yeah, I'll get, it was fucking worth grabbing, and fucking, I started looking at the song titles. I was like, holy fuck, nothing too obscure, but still always cool to find motherfuckers that sing about the murder shit.
Oh, without a doubt, doubt.
Real quick, sorry, now that I'm done with that, fucking the whole thing with Anal Blast and the menstrual blood lollipop, it makes me think of Skinless and Tampon Lollipop.
Oh yeah,
that song, because like somebody was talking about it at work talking about something about amputees is what it was. I'm like, oh, listen to the intro to Tampon Lollipop by Skinless. They'll tell you all about amputees, but yeah.
Wow. What about you, Shane? What you been jamming lately?
Oh shit! I'm still digging that Spider Kickers there. That's pretty fun stuff. And then was checking out that new Necrot. That's pretty brutal stuff.
Yeah, Necrot
really
is
good.
Killer, man. Lifeless Birth, fucking brutal. I got the shirt on order already. Really digging it. Really like that album. Just love the way they mixed it. I like everything about it. Also, I've been listening to Replicant. I mentioned them in Infinite Mortality. But yeah, Shane, I know with doing the metal segments every week, we've been trying to just keep up with the new stuff. That's a challenge in and of itself.
Oh, it's crazy. The amount of releases out there is nuts.
Yeah, it really is. But so speaking of Shane and I doing talking about metal every week, we've been doing the 666 seconds of metal videos. We've been doing this now for a few months. Shane, I don't remember the date we started, but it's been at least 2 or 3 months, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
And so we weren't getting a whole lot of traction with it, but I like doing the metal stuff with Shane and thought, well, why don't we just try something different? Just shake it up and do something different. And so rather than doing the 2 segments of the 666 seconds, we thought, why not just do a short podcast, like a half hour or something? So that's what we're doing. And Shane, what'd we come up with for the name here, man?
Throw in the horns, man.
Throw in the horns. So, throw in the horns.
A little bit more informal, a little bit more bullshit, a little bit more back and forth. And it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. But, you can go to the YouTube page by just going to throwinthehorns.com. And you can get there that way. But we don't have any website. We're going to have a page on the Murder Metal Mayhem page because it's all part of the same organization. I mean, this is not in any way changing anything with Murder Metal Mayhem. This is just something, me and Shane have been doing this for months, but we're just trying a different angle on it. We're putting the other stuff on the burner. So I'll link to this down below if you want to check it out. The first episode came out this week, and we talk about new releases, tours, different stuff. We did a thing on Morris Sound Studios and that plaque that they've put up or putting up for them. And I got a Morris Sound shirt because if you get the shirt, it goes to helping to pay for the plaque. So I ordered a shirt, and they got it right out, too. It was awesome. Yeah, you guys would freak out at the back of this shirt. It lists the top 20 death metal albums recorded there.
Top 20 sales, yeah. It's just a hit list, just full of bangers, man.
Unbelievable.
I can only imagine.
Wow. That's like death metal royalty there. Pretty impressive stuff. So that's what we talk about. So check that out. And then our buddy Tex, he sends us all this text message. So we got a text from Tex.
Text.
And it's about this theft of a Pop-Tart, Joey. What the fuck? What was this shit?
Know.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, the guy's in Alaska, and he thinks his roommate took his Pop-Tart because the cop said that it was over the theft of a Pop-Tart.
Yeah.
And he hit this guy in the stomach with a metal pipe, and then later the guy died at the hospital.
Pete, I will let you have my Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, I don't have to hit you with the lead pipe.
No, that's crazy. I could see if maybe it was one of those fancy toaster strudels or something. But
not just a Pop-Tart, right?
Pete probably just beat me if I gave him one of the tuna salad with tartar sauce once. He probably beat me just for giving it to him.
So, I thought that was funny. But, when Tex sent that, I'm like, man, we got to talk about this when we do the metal segment.
Definitely.
So. All right, Joey, what's the latest with the distro and the Monger stuff there? What's the latest?
Get the Murder Metal Mayhem CD from me, or all of our fucking crazy-ass commercials. Fucking
so funny, man.
Yeah. Got physical copies. I don't have that many left. I don't think you guys got a ton.
No, I've only got a few, so I'm going to put something in the Facebook group tomorrow. If you want to get a hold of me and PayPal me the money, be happy to do it and get them right out. So I've only got a few. So,
and the ones that Pete has, they're all autographed.
Yeah, we signed all the ones I've got. So that's cool too. So the 666 Club, we got the Patreon there for Murder Metal Mayhem, the podcast. So we appreciate all of you that are members, and if you're not and you want to get in on it, $3 a month. And I'll link to that in the description so you can join up and support what we're doing and get everything early. You don't have to wait.
Right.
All right. Well, I think we have done plenty of metal tonight. So, Joey, what the fuck do we need to do?
Let's get our fucking mayhem on, eh?
Hey, you always got to throw it in there, bro.
Yo, it's your boy, Punky Brooks. 419 represent, ho, in this motherfucker. Man, I'm hanging out over here in the 419 making those panties drop everywhere I go, and you know what I'm saying. Your moms won't stop calling me, though. Your grandma won't stop calling me. It's summertime. Lots of these fools be out here acting like they all gangster like your boy Punky. Man, these motherfuckers is bogus. They ain't even no motherfucking real Crips. They ain't even get jumped in. I just beat their ass for the fun of it. They ain't no goddamn Crip, motherfucker. They wish they was. They just some weak-ass bitches trying to be hard, but they ain't. So don't call that gang hotline. That shit is stupid. We done been through this before. Shit is suspect as fuck. All bullshit for punks who ain't got no real gang. You can't get the gang? Fuck you. You's a pussy ass bitch then. Don't be calling that a crisis hotline. Call it suicide hotline. You need to go kill yourself, pussy. Man, they can go fuck themselves. Punky the real gangster. You's a bitch. I'll cap your ass in a heartbeat. Brap, brap. Punky out 419 ho. Yeah.
Oh,
Punky
wow.
calling out the fucking gang crisis.
Yeah, Punky not happy in that commercial. That was an
like
old
from
a year ago. Seems like forever. Finley Gang Crisis Hotline commercial. Great stuff. And before that, some Anal Blast with the song, was it 5.0 Beast? Yeah, that
5.0 Beast.
Yeah, that was great. Definitely not what I was expecting. I actually I liked it more than I thought I would, just because I didn't know if it was going to be my thing. But I dug that. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. So all right, well, we're in Mayhem, and then we still got Shane here with us. We haven't scared him off. He's hanging tough, and we're getting ready to tell some tales. Joey, you said you had a little Mayhem, and then I've got one old school one I was gonna share.
Yeah, mine ties into my metal that I was talking about with the Anal Blast. So when I brought Anal Blast down to Texas, it was like I said, 2007, 2008. I think it was 2008. But anyway, fucking it was the coolest shit that I had ever done, because I was pretty new as far as doing Goremonger and the label and all that. So for me to book a band like Anal Blast, to me, that was like
that's huge
shit.
Yeah.
And so I was all excited. I don't even remember. I mean, this is like, I wasn't even like good on the internet and shit back then, so I don't even know how I fucking connected with them in the first place. But so anyway, so I'm like, yeah, fucking, I'll bring you down. Like, it was like, he got my phone number and he fucking would call me like all the fucking time, and it was fucking ridiculous. And anybody knows me knows I hate fucking talking on the phone anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And but I'm like, I'm trying to put it out because I'm so stoked about it and shit, but. Like, I paid him, like, I don't remember what it was, like $350 up front or something like that. Western Union him the money, fucking.
And that's right. That long ago, you said Western Union, not like Cash App.
I kept I still have the fucking Western Union slip from it and shit. I was so excited about
that's
it.
That's fucking dope.
So I was like, yeah, man, come down. I'll do. And I mean, I don't even like. I'm way more in tune with how to put on a show now than I was at that time. Back then, I was just excited and gunning to do something,
Yeah.
But so
gotta
I was
learn
like,
how
cool.
to do it somehow.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'm bringing Anal Blast down. And I asked, I was like, how come you guys never played down in Dallas before? And he was like, they've never asked us to play. And I was like, okay, good answer, So anyway, so I had this fucking club called the Lone Star Saloon. And it was in between.
Of course, you're in Texas. Of course, there's a Lone Star Saloon,
right?
But it's in between Fort Worth and Dallas and shit. Still within the city limits, but right in between. It's a fucking biker club's what it is. Fucking, pretty rough and rugged little dive spot. But the guy Jimmy who owned it, he was really fucking cool. He would let me and Sinworm put shows on and shit down there. So
nice.
Whenever I had moved down there, that's whenever I fucking was first trying to set up and establish what I was doing. And I brought Cemetery Rapist down there and Right to Remain, like. Divine Potions play, like a whole bunch of homies and shit. Fucking Deterioration when he was fucking first starting out, brought him down there.
That's fucking
so this little fucking play. I mean, we would have to run sound ourselves and all kinds of shit. So anyway, so Anal Blast is coming through. Fucking like I'm trying to get shit lined up or whatever. He's been fucking calling me and fucking this is for Joe Cashman and like, he would get so fucking pissed and just say, like, the fucking, like, rudest shit, you know, and hang out. And he's like, oh, that's just how we do it. We're just, you know, we fuck around with each other. I'm like, all right, that's cool. Fucking Don Decker, you know? But, so, like, the first thing that's going on, like, I ain't got a fucking mic stand at this place, you know? And I was like, motherfucker. So I ended up having to go to a, you know, a Radio Shack or whatever it was at the time, and fucking had to go buy a mic stand. While I'm gone, Anal Blast shows up at the venue. I don't even got shit set up for the merch areas and shit yet. I mean, I had spots, you know, but I just didn't have it all fucking ready to go yet. So he's calling. He's like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on. You know, the promoter's not even here. And he's like fucking pissed off and shit. I'm like, God. Man, I'm getting a mic stand and I'm going to be back there and it's going to be all right. You know what I'm saying? And I get the mic stand. I get back there. Fucking, I mean, the bill was fucking nasty as fuck, though. It was like Anal Blast, Insidious Decrepancy, Divine Pestilence, Psychotic Regurgitation, Sinworm, Goremonger, and then Flesh Impaled, who was a one-man from Ireland who happened to just be over in the States, like, randomly tour. Yeah. Holy shit, and I was like, bro, I'll put you on the show if you want to close out this show. And he was like, hell yeah.
Nice.
So, I mean, it was a fucking really badass show, you know, and so I get there, I'm getting everything all fucking worked out, I get where the fucking merch is going. Me and Tex Dave, we get the fucking sound shit going. Everything fucking goes fine and shit. So, show ends up being pretty dope. Even fucking, you know, as the night was progressing, even Don Decker was like, you did a good job. You did a good job promoting. Like, the fucking place was packed as fuck. The bar owner, man, the club owner, Jimmy, man, he was fucking stoked as shit.
Like, bring me that money.
Yeah, man, he was fucking happy. That was to this day, that's probably the most successful show I ever put on. But anyway, fucking, so before Anal Blast goes on, there's this dude, Death Metal Dave, and he started this fucking thing called Death Metal US back in the day with Wayne Knupp, who passed away, who was one of the original vocalists for Devourment. Wayne, yeah. He was one of the first people that ever put me on it. He put me in Cemetery Rapist on a show with Sick Fuck in Charleston, Illinois, like 2006 or 7, like super early on. It was the first time I ever played with anybody, you know, bigger caliber. So shout out to Wayne, R.I.P. to him. But Death Metal Dave was his partner in Death Metal.us, and he's at this show, and he's gradually getting drunker as the night goes on.
I don't even know how that works.
Right. He's a pretty big fucking guy or whatever, but at this time, Don Decker from Anal Blast, he was in fucking terrible fucking health. He was like on his way out. It was going to be the last tour, and fucking it definitely was. He was looking really fucking sick. I got tons of pictures from that night, but you know, he was still fucking piling through. But Death Metal Dave comes over, and this is after Wayne had passed away, Wayne Knupp. So Death Metal Dave's all fucking wasted, and he's fucking outside before Anal Blast is about to play, and he starts getting up in Don Decker's face, like, trying to get on some real shit, you know, but about, like, drinking and this and that, and crying at him and all this, and, like, won't let him fucking, like, go up to the fucking, over to the stage area. Don Decker, he's just looking at me like, Joey Cashman, if you know, I'm just gonna leave if this dude's not gonna let me get, you know. And he's like, I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like, Dave. I was like, bro, I paid a lot of money to have these guys perform, so I would definitely appreciate it if you just fuck off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like it's fine. We get what you're saying, you know. And man, but it was like drama. And finally, he takes off. He goes inside the fucking venue. Anal Blast is playing. They get through. I don't know how many songs they get through. Fucking probably most of their set. It was fucking dope as hell. And then fucking that Death Metal Dave dude, he's fucking doing circles in the fucking mosh pit, and every time he fucking comes around in front of fucking Don Decker, he fucking starts mean bugging and eyeballing him and shit. It's just God. Like, goddamn, this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And you know, that's going on, and eventually fucking he just fucking won't get out of fucking Don Decker's face. I got a photograph of them face to face during this moment too. It's pretty classic. he just won't get out of his face, and finally Don Decker fucking drops the mic and fucking takes off. Now, he told me later that they probably only had 1 or 2 more songs, which is only like, a minute and a half each song or whatever.
Right. Sure.
It wasn't like, it was okay. I wasn't pissed off about it to that extent, but still, he fucking dropped the mic and he left and fucking...
Because of this one dude, huh?
Yeah, because of this shit. And then, so Death Metal Dave, he then proceeds to just be in a fucking shithole mood about the whole thing, and people are fucking pissed off at him, and he's pissed off at people, and then, so he proceeds to go and fucking swing on the fucking guitarist of Divine Pestilence, who, the singer, was a fucking really, like, he was a small structured dude, very small frame, like, you're not getting no points for hitting this dude, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he swings on him. The rest of the club fucking turns on Death Metal Dave for what he's doing, and fucking the drummer for fucking Divine Pestilence is not no little stature dude. He was a huge bodybuilding dude named Mike, and he fucking came through and just fucking tore this dude up, fucking dragged him outside the fucking club. Fast forward, Mike is now a tranny named Michelle.
Oh wow!
I don't know. It was crazy.
Oh,
but at the time,
yeah, I remember.
At the
I know what
at
you're
the
talking
time
about.
he was at the time he was like this huge badass man. And they took him outside and they beat the fuck out of Death Metal Dave out in the parking lot. And they had it on video. I know fucking Eddie from fucking Cancer Whore, he had that shit on video for a fucking long time, and he ended up losing the footage. But yeah, he got the shit kicked out of him. That was a fucking mayhem-ass night for sure. It was, like I said, the most successful show I've ever put on. It was a blast.
If it
was
ends
an
in a
anal
fucking
blast.
fight in the parking lot, that's a very
Yeah,
successful.
That's wild.
it was awesome. Yeah.
That's wild. Well, mine's a little bit different. It's definitely old school. But me and my sister, I was probably, 12, 13. And I still had a paper out. And my sister and I were in this like little department store. And they had these guns that shoot like these little yellow pellets,
Oh, yeah.
rubber pellets, So we bought 2 of them and a little bit of the ammo. And we were playing around. And, my mom was just not about it in the house, especially, because we were finding these fucking pellets everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
So, so she was like really not wanting us to do this. So anyway, she went to work, and this would have been like around when I was able to be home with my sister by ourselves. And so we had this plan. We were going to have like this war in the living room with like moving. My mom was like a complete clean freak. So to even think of like moving furniture around was just like so off the charts fucked up in my house that it was like crazy. But we had this plan. We were going to build like the couch and make like little forts, and we were going to shoot at each other with these guns.
That's the best thing.
Hell
Yeah, but see, what she didn't know was that I went back to the department store like a week later, and I bought a case of the ammunition.
So you stocked like ready
So
to rock.
I fucking stocked up. So when we set, mom leaves, and we're like, she's got the couch, and I got these 2 chairs, and we're building our little thing. And I knew where I was gonna be, so I had this like stash like under the TV or whatever I put it, so that when I was set up, I'm like opening up this case, and we're shooting at each other, and it was fun and everything. But of course she runs out of ammunition, and I'm just like blasting her, and these things like left like little red like dots. It didn't last long. But
It's like an airsoft gun,
yeah, but it was like,
but not soft.
but it was funny for a few minutes while they were red, because she was like covered. It almost looked like she had like fucking chicken pox.
Right.
And so she runs out of ammo, and she's like, I don't know what to do. She's like, where do you have all this ammo? And I'm just shooting the shit out of her. So she comes out from behind the couch to get the ammo that's in the middle of the room to bring back to be able to shoot back. And while she's out there, I'm just like pummeling the shit out of her. So she runs across the living room, and my mom had one of these things that goes from the floor to the ceiling. You put plants.
That's
on
called
it.
a stripper pole.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Put the plants on it, and she runs right into this fucking plant and knocked it down to the floor again. Mom is a complete like clean freak like you've never seen. So I'm like, oh my God. And I look at the clock and there's like 15 minutes before she's going to get home. And the living room is a complete disaster with these fucking pellets everywhere and this fucking dirt all over the floor. And I'm like, where does she keep the dirt for? Like, I don't know. Like, so I went out in the yard, just dug just dirt in the yard and put it in there and just did the best that I could, you know.
Right.
And put it back up there. And of course I'm vacuuming and she's picking up the pellets and it's like fucking chaos in there, you know. So we got this thing pretty cleared up, but there was like a spot on the floor where like you vacuum you could still kind of see it. And I'm like, man, you know, is she going to find out? She never said anything. And then years later, when we were bringing up the story, you know, as adults to her, we were laughing so hard. She was laughing and she's like, you know what? I was finding those yellow pellets like everywhere. Like I kept finding them and I didn't know why, because I never saw you guys use them after that first day. And I'm like, oh yeah, we used them.
We're just killing each other all day long.
But she was, my sister just looked like a
That's
fucking
funny, dude.
measles or some shit. Little red welts all over her face. I was just shooting the hell out of her. So anyway, that's all I got for my story there. But I hear that crowd murmuring a little bit.
Oh, it's about cage match time, homie.
I think it is about that time. We got a killer cage match to get to here, guys. And we got a very special guest here with us with Shane.
Yeah, we get Shane's fucking...
So this is going to be awesome. We're going to talk some killer cage match. And that's where we get a list of 100 killers that we came up with. 100 objects for them to fight with, a variable in the cage, and a song cranking out on our stereo while these guys kill each other. And we get some listeners, Chris, to say thank you to.
Once again, we have fucking... We got out of the vault. We got fucking Holly Joe Ziegler out of the 419. We got the Queen, Peggy Sue. And then we got our woman right here, fucking Rebecca Lynn Coggins. What's going on, yo?
Hell yeah. Thank you, ladies. And we got a brutal beatdown going on in the cage tonight, Joey. Who do we got fighting?
We're having that fucking evil-ass, crazy bitch Captain of the Night from Australia.
Oh, God.
And she's going to be going up against that UK psychopath known as Charles Bronson.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, the most brutal man in the UK prison system, at least at one time. I don't know about now. But they've got a 5-gallon, they got some objects here to fight with. Shane, do you have notes? Do you have them in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay. What are the objects they're going to have for us
These
tonight?
guys are going to have a 5-gallon bucket of hot roof tar and a gun that shoots ghost pepper sauce.
Damn.
That's a couple hot items going on.
It is.
Fucking real hot.
And Chris, what about the variable, man?
Now, the variable tonight, they got fucking Pinhead. We have such pleasures.
That's right.
Fucking, we got Pinhead after doing 2 lines of fucking the yayo, doing coke off of fucking Lot Lizard's ass, and it's fucking going down after that. You know that the sleeper on that truck is gonna be a rockin', dude. by the time they're done, dude, the milk, if it's a fucking milk trailer, it's gonna be a milkshake.
Probably. And the song playing on that stereo is what, Joey?
Tonight we're going to be listening to fucking Bobby McFerrin sing Don't Worry, Be Happy.
Oh, gosh. That might be a little bit much on that 666,000 watt Murder Metal Mayhem stereo. That might drive everybody crazy. So
Fuck yeah.
So what do we think here, Chris? I mean, where are we going with this one, dude?
First of all, I'm gonna start off like this. Pinhead's just like ready for some more coke. He's got a Lot Lizard. He doesn't need a truck to travel. He's just like, yep, taking this bitch with me and we're going on the road finding more fucking drugs. Pinhead's out. Just transporting himself, showing everybody pleasures of pain.
Okay.
Because that's what cocaine does to you. But then you got fucking Catherine and fucking Charles, and they got this fucking 5-gallon bucket of tar, roof tar.
Hot roof tar.
Yeah, hot roof tar. So Charles Bronson's looking at us like, I like roofs. So he grabs the fucking bucket, but he can't get a hold of it. He slips, but he still makes it to the roof. So Catherine Knight is like, all right, now I got the bucket of hot tar. I'm going to fucking start throwing this at you. So she's fucking throwing hot tar at him. He keeps taking the fucking shingles off the roof like he did at the prison.
Right.
But I'm talking about like slate shingles. Not like
Okay.
what we got now. It's slate shingles.
So there's shingles on the cage then?
No, he got up to the roof of the fucking stadium.
Oh, the building. Okay, all right.
Yeah, he's on the roof of the stadium.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Because that's what Charles Bronson does. Gets on the roof and tears them apart.
That's right.
So he's like throwing shit down. So Catherine Knight, she's like, fuck you, dude, whatever. She grabs a piece of the shingle and she throws it at him and knocks him off the roof. And it's so sharp that she just fucking takes that and skins him to death and buries his shit in some fucking hot roof tar. But now she's like, oh, I'm fucking hungry. So she takes another poke. She doesn't burn it in the oil and the tar. She just cuts it off and starts cooking it and takes that gun that shoots the hot. She's like, season it very nice.
Okay.
And she eats Charles Brown. I'm going to give it to Catherine, bro.
Wow. Okay. Shane, you got anything you want to add to this mayhem here?
No, that's crazy.
Quite the matchup here tonight.
I like it. That's not the movie star Charles Bronson, because he would have won hands down.
Well, of course.
No.
Yeah, he was the shit, the vigilante. He was definitely great. Joey, but I know you always have a fun take on the Killer Cage match. So what do you think tonight?
Well, I think fucking Pinhead comes in and he's trying to act all hard because he's like, I'm from hell and stuff. And fucking Catherine Knight's like, mate, I'm about to show you how we do it down under. That's the real hell. And she fucking grabs Pinhead and she fucking crams his face into her vagina lips and makes him start fucking smelling her rancid ass. Because that's Catherine Knight twat we're talking right there.
Yeah, you know it's not good.
Charles Bronson, he's freaking out. He was like, fuck, man. He's like, I need to fucking do something fast, otherwise this bitch is going to get me too. So he grabs that fucking gun with the ghost pepper and he starts fucking shooting it on her asshole because he knows the next thing's going to happen. She's going to grab him and stick his face in there, so he wants it to at least taste a little bit better. And that's the next thing she does. She grabs Charles Bronson, shoves his head up her asshole. Now she has Pinhead in her pussy. Pinhead's pinned for her pleasure, by the way. And Charles Bronson's up her butthole. And at least he has the ghost pepper sauce to make it a little, kind of kills the taste buds a little bit.
Wow.
Don't worry, be happy. That just fucking explains the whole situation that's going on in there. Catherine Knight wins, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard to top Catherine Knight, man. She's a one mean motherfucker. So, all right. Well, that's
That was
I bet she could be in one of those competitions where she uses her titties to break open watermelons.
I bet you she could. She's like, no, she'd probably be more like, hold on, give me your titty and cut it off.
Yeah.
She's fucked up, man. Creation of Chaos 4 is my latest book, so order one today, PeteAltieri.com. I'll link to that in the episode description. Getting ready to work on a new book called Chasms of Chaos, and it's going to feature one or two stories from each of the collections, a new story I'm working on, and the first chapter of the book I'm getting ready to start for the summer. So that's coming up. So
a busy
I'll keep you
motherfucker
posted.
since you're not busy.
Well, with the kids not being here in the summer, I'll have the afternoons free. So that's how I'm going to do it. Is I'm going to use up that time to write as much as I can in the summer. All right. Well, I think we have done plenty of mayhem tonight. So why don't we hit that fucking outro?
Kill it.
Fucking Graceless, man. Fuck.
Retarded good.
Death Doom fucking killing it. The title track from their brand new Chants from Purgatory album, so good, man. Those guys are really, really good. But thanks to Shane for coming on and sticking through the whole thing with us, Shane. Always love having you on. Definitely,
guys.
It really is, and it's funny thinking back to that Bruce Lee or Vince Lee.
You said Bruce. This
Lee.
motherfucker just said Bruce Lee.
Sorry, Vince Lee episode, and how many of them we've done, dude? It's quite a few. So,
yeah, dude.
always fun to have you on. And we had you on. I think we did Lizzie Borden, right? Didn't you? Yeah,
Lizzie Borden.
You've done a couple.
I think there was another American
we've
one.
Had you on for different ones, but the Canadian ones are good. And there's always stuff to talk about. That's for sure. Doing this, so.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Shane.
Yeah, definitely. Joey, what about the bumper music tonight?
Replicant, Graceless, and Anal Blast. That was tonight.
Definitely. And the metal segment intro, Chris.
Always the fucking great metal motherfucker by fucking Chrysix.
You know
CK.
it. You know it. And the Murder Metal Mayhem intro music, Crawl Space by Low 12. Thanks to Jeff Ignatowski for sponsoring this episode.
Thank you, Jeff. You're the shit, man.
That new book he's got coming out July 2nd on Wild Blue Press. I'll link to that down below so you can pre-order your copy today. We definitely want to support everything Jeff's doing.
Yeah, can't wait to have him. Can't wait till he's on the podcast coming up soon.
Next week he'll be
like
on
I
here.
said, coming up soon.
So thanks to everybody that listens, the guys on YouTube for watching, listening, however you're doing it. We really appreciate it. And we thank you for being supportive of what we're doing. Tell your friends about it. Tell your grandma, whatever. Chris, how about a comment? You want to read that first one?
Joan or Joanne? I'm going to say Joan.
I think Joan, yeah.
Yeah, Joan Evans says, I've been listening since 2019 and love everything you guys do. I also love the YouTube channel and can't get enough 666 seconds.
Hell yeah.
Thank you,
Joan. Thank you, Joan. And then Joey, how about that second one?
Pleased to be here. I was talking about the Morgue Mike YouTube interview. Said, I just love this channel. Thank you for this great interview, Pete.
Yeah, so that's nice to see on the YouTube channel. And then Shane, we got another one there from YouTube.
Yeah, we got Sam Panther here commented on the Morgue Mike interview on YouTube. Wow, that was fascinating.
Was cool. Hey, I'll take it, right? There's usually really good comments on the videos, but every now and then you get somebody that wants to be a fool. But we'll see this Sunday with the live I'm doing. My wife is the moderator, so that should be fun to see how many people she had to throw out of the chat because they were acting like idiots. So we'll see. And then the last one, Jenna Olivia 567 comments, I loved your episode on Elise Paler. That was a sad story, and you guys told it well. I love listening to you every week in Brooklyn. So there we got that one. We got Brooklyn's been like dominating number 2 for 2 and 3, like really doing great. So we appreciate all you guys in Brooklyn, and Jenna, we appreciate you. You could pick up one of my books on my website, PeteAltieri.com. The Murder Metal Mayhem merch is on MurderMetalMayhem.com. If you're interested in getting one of those physical copies, email me at pete@murdermetalmayhem.com and I'll invoice you through PayPal so you could pay with PayPal, debit, credit, whatever you want. Or if you want to just directly PayPal me, I'll get you that information as well. Just $12 to ship it anywhere in the United States. So I've only got a few copies. They're not going to last. Joey, how about your distro? Other than the Murder Metal Mayhem album, what else you got? Goremonger?
Yeah, just some Goremonger stuff. Hit me up if anybody wants Goremonger CDs. I got patches. I got fucking stash bags. Diddler on the Roof stash bags. But
wait, hold on. Hold on.
Fucking CD. Yeah, hit up Jason. You need to get one.
I assumed it was from Jason. Yeah.
Man, the Necrot fucking merch stuff is like, holy crap, they got a lot of stuff. Not quite as much as Skeletal Remains. I don't think I've ever seen a merch as insane as Skeletal Remains. Man, they got a lot of stuff. But great to see it. I mean, the band's got to make it any way they can. Love supporting it when we can. Shane, did you check out my Suffer shirt? Can you tell?
Oh, yeah. No, that's pretty cool. That's a great band.
Really
I
great
love those
stuff
guys.
for sure. You can like us on our Facebook group, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You don't want to miss any of these videos we're putting out. We do have an Instagram and a TikTok, but I have not done anything with either of those at this time.
I don't do shit.
I think eventually I will, but I can't. Support the show. Join the 666 Club for $3 a month. Patreon.com/MurderMetalMayhem will get you there. And we can't let him go without hearing a karaoke song, Chris. A little blast in the past.
We need to do some new ones, though.
I know. I've thought about doing some new ones.
Yeah,
but,
even if, like,
I got so
hey,
many
Shane,
of
if you
them.
fucking got one that you just want to record at home and just send it to Pete.
Sure.
That'd be dope, too.
So crank this one up. And until next time, keep one foot in the gutter.
And keep your hands digging in the flower pot.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Sunglasses at night, so I can watch you weave and breathe your storylines. And I wear my sunglasses at night, so I can keep track of the visions in my eyes. She's deceiving me. Here comes my security, and she got control of me. I turn to her and say, don't switch your blade on the guy in chains, oh no. Don't masquerade with the guy in chains, oh no. Can't believe it, 'cause you got it made with the guy in chains, oh no. I wear my sunglasses at night, so I can forget my name while you collect your claim. And I wear my sunglasses at night, so I can see the light that's right before my eyes. Fuck yeah! Wow, she's deceiving me. She cuts my security. She's got control of me. I turn to her and say, don't switch your blade on the guy in chains, oh no. Don't masquerade with the guy in chains, fuck no. I can't believe it, 'cause you got it made with the guy in chains, oh no. Take it away, Shane. Put the blade on the guy in chains, oh no. Don't masquerade with the guy in chains, oh no. I can't believe it, and don't be afraid of the guy in chains, oh no. can't escape you 'cause you got it made with the guy in chains. Oh no. I wear my sunglasses at night. I wear my sunglasses at night. I wear my sunglasses at night. I say to you now, I wear my sunglasses at night. I wear my sunglasses at night. I wear my sunglasses at night. I cry to you. Bitch!
Mother, man.